Blade Seed Studios coming back at you with another video. Welcome to Palworld. Boy am I excited for this one. Today we are doing a quick start guide to Palworld. First things first, grab the fast travel point and talk to the NPC here. They will give you a little wood. Keep collecting sticks and rocks off the ground. You will occasionally find pale spheres off the ground as well. If you take a left at the first little bridge, there will be a chest and a collectible. There's a lot of these scattered around. Just keep an eye out for them. I beat up a chickpea and tossed a sphere at it, resulting in our first catch. On the catching things note, there's 3 starter pails we'd be looking for. We already caught one, chickpea. He's not very strong, but he lays eggs. So we're gonna continue forward, pushing down the pathway, and there's gonna be another offshoot. This offshoot's going to have a waterfall. And in front of the waterfall, if you run up to it, there's going to be a life monk statue, which is used to increase your capture rate. Collect a certain amount, use it at the statue, level up your capture rate, and have better capture rate. You should be able to find a few spheres on the ground to allow you to catch some starter pails. These 3 are the 3 that you were looking for. I ended up running into a Cativa. We beat it up and captured our second starter pail. This one's not very good as well, but you know, it's good for starter bases. That brings our team up to 2. We're off to a good start. We are only missing land ball from the starters. And just like that, we also ran into a land ball and beat it up and catch it as well. We now got a team of 3 and all the easy starter pals in this area. That being said, our team is at 3. We have a land ball, a Catina, and a chickpea. You're going to want to continue forward on the pathway. Just keep following. There's still quite a few more pals in the area. I'll pop them up on screen for you. I'll go over them as we catch them. Feel free to catch as many as possible. Also be mindful that only some of these spawn at night as well. There's not as many as during the day, but there definitely still is some that spawn at night that you're definitely going to want to get your hands on because there's some pretty strong ones. I saw a Gumos over to the right, and with the Gumos, he chops wood at your base, so he can be a little convenient if you don't have one of the deer pals yet. After catching Gumos, make sure to continue following down the path and you will run into another fast travel point. Also, try to catch 10 pals of each variety because it'll give you very easy XP, and it's probably the best way to get XP early game for some early levels. Our team may be 4 strong, but we are still looking for a water pal. There is a spawn for this water pal near the fast travel point, but there wasn't any there this time for me. Make sure to run across to grab the chest and talk to the NPC out front of the ruins. He will give you Paldium fragments used to make pal spheres. Proceeding forward, there's a life monk statue and a collectible inside the ruins. The water pals are quick, so I'll just be moving into the next area because I wasn't able to capture this one. Stay on the path. It's really not that hard to get lost and follow along with the guide. I was AFK for a moment in this big open area, and at nighttime I ended up running into a pangolin, which is the water type that I was actually looking for. We ended up capturing that, bringing our team up to 5. And since it's nighttime, one of those nighttime pals that I was talking about spawned called Depresso, which brings our team up to 6 even though we can't carry him, so he's gonna just end up in the pal box. Moving forward, we're gonna see these big stone pillars, and you're gonna want to keep following the path along those edges, and it'll eventually bring you up to Rain Syndicate Tower and the fast travel and a cave, which is pretty cool. The Rain Syndicate boss tower is the first boss fight where you're fighting Zoe and Grizzlebolt. We're gonna skip over that for now though. If you run directly across from the fast travel, it'll bring you back to where we just were in the big open space. Run up to the right where the path branches left. There will be an egg in the middle of the pathway. Here's where we are on the map. Stop and pause if you gotta. Keep moving up that path and you'll meet a stone bridge with a change in biome. We go from a very green and rich biome to a very orange and fiery and plains biome. First pal you run into more than likely will be Vixie. Beat one up and capture it. They're handy for the camp, digging up spheres and arrows inside the ranch. There's some rush ores around as well, but I'm going to skip over this one here. They are used for mining at the base camp. There is also a chest to the left. It's just a regular chest, nothing fancy, but it's loot, that's all that matters. Going to be some spark kits and some capridy around this area as well, so keep an eye out for those. It's another pal that you could catch. follow the cliff ledge. There will be another life monk statue. Run along and make sure to grab that. Now, if you look on your map, there should be a fast travel close to this location. It's the village. Make sure to run down the cliff and grab the fast travel as well. There's a few different NPCs that you can talk to in the village, but there's nothing really too special that I've personally found, so I'm just kind of skipping over talking to all them. I did catch another Vixie inside the town as well. Here's that fast travel point that I was talking about. Now what we're going to do is run all the way to the back of the village and start following the cliff along the right hand side. There will be an egg shimmering that you'll see, and this is where you'll want to jump across. Once you jump across, make sure to grab your egg. Start falling along the cliff edge after you pick up your egg, and you should be able to see a life monk statue right around here. So we are going to skip, skedaddle, and scoot and make sure to go and pick up that life monk statue because we want higher capture rate. It's a little bit of a pain to get to, but once you get it, you don't have to worry about it again, which is nice. Make sure to get on the pathway. It's just a short hop right down the cliff. At this point, this is roughly where you should be on the map. Hop onto the pathway. You should be around here. Go across the bridge and you'll come across the cave. Go ahead and explore your little hearts away if you feel up to it. Don't forget to grab your chest here real quick. After doing all of your exploring and, draining your little hearts out, take the right path after the cave and hop up the mountain. Once you're all the way at the top, you can grab your checkpoint or fast travel, whatever you want to call it. There's also some flack in the area if you would like a different pail. If you can't seem to figure out where you're going, open your map and look for the closest fast travel point. Outside the ruins, there will be a fast travel point and a collectible. Inside the ruins, there will be a statue of power, a chest, another life monk statue for your capture rate. We are also now at level 2. After leveling up, your catch rate will be much better than it was. And we are at our base location. This place is awesome. It's loaded with ore, an absolute vital thing mid and late game. So I decided this was a good place to have a starter base. Put down your primitive workbench, craft yourself a pickaxe and an axe to get working, mining some stone and wood. If you've been following along, you should be around level 7 or 8. Use tech points to unlock items to build them, and don't forget to place down your pal box. This will give you a zone for your base. Place down some storage, a campfire, couple berry farms, a food dish for your pals. Don't forget straw pal beds. I always make sure to put down a couple because we're gonna have a lot of pals in the farm and we don't want them stressed out. Make sure to add in your pals, by the way. I usually start with Cativa. The Cativa is used for building. Forgot to mention that when we put down our pal box. Make sure to level up your base and add in your ranch and repair bench, a small shelter with a bed, and more pals. You'll be able to level right up to level 3 if you've been following along. Make sure to deploy more pals now that you are level 4. I added Vixie, Depresso, and Pangolet and leveled up again. Build your pal gear workbench, your stone quarry, your wood quarry, your statue of power, and another berry farm, just for hoots and hollers. And don't forget to add a few more beds, because you will need them eventually. This will bring you up to level 5. Now you'll want to build your crusher and furnace. With that being done, you'll be at level 6, completing your tutorial mission, or completing level 6 I should say. I guess you're technically at level 7. Don't forget to add more pals, and the only other thing that we have to do is catch 30 pals, which I'll leave that for you guys to do, and fight the boss Zoe and Grizzlebolt. You might die the first couple times, but it's really not that hard of a boss fight, especially when you go and defeat a couple early game boss pals. I personally recommend finding yourself a chillet and getting yourself the triple shot bow. But with all that being said, this is the tutorial and my quick start guide. This is Blade Seed Studios. Thanks for watching, and I'm out.